First and foremost, everybody who know me, let's keep it 100. Everybody who know me, you know I don't do this. I don't do none of this corniness. Can y'all hear me? All right, cool. Everybody who know me, y'all know my style. She came on here claiming that, oh, everybody, I don't do this. Yes, you do. This is exactly the only thing you do. You know what I mean? Normally, I wouldn't even entertain this, but the fact that you mentioned my children, I'm not letting that ride. Since this whole situation happened, everybody know I never said nothing. The only time I said something was the last time when she tried to clout chase with the whole fake thing she tried to put on Instagram before. But ever since this transpired, I never opened my mouth, never said nothing because that's not my style. And also, I would never want to disrespect her. You know what I mean? Actions speak way louder than words. Initially, when it transpired, which was 2022, when she started dealing with the lane. But that wasn't the first time I caught her cheating. I've caught her cheating numerous times since she's been home. With the lane, the reason, but hold on, let's get to the point. We're gonna get to the lane later. You had the audacity to mention my child, and you had the audacity to mention me not seeing my daughter, when ever since I left, she has not allowed me to see my daughter. She's been straight miserable. I'm gonna say it again. All men out there who ever been through this type of situation, you know how it gets when you're dealing with a miserable individual. She did not allow me to see my daughter since this first transpired at the end of last year. Blatantly, I went to pick my daughter up from school. When I went to pick my daughter up from school, Diamond was picking my daughter up because that's who has my daughter all the time. And that was one of the biggest issues I had with her, because all my daughter know is mommy and daddy. She was raised with both parents. That's all she know from day one, since the womb. Our entire lives has been documented. What goes on with these celebrities is they like when y'all come on their page and y'all like their posts. They like when y'all spend y'all money on their concerts, on their music. They like when y'all make them rich. So y'all become fans and y'all follow the journey of these celebrities for years and years and years, right? As y'all follow the journey of these celebrities, you basically become a part of their life, because you've been following them for 10 years, 15 years sometimes. You've been a fan of a celebrity or artist. But soon as something happens, the first thing they say to the fans is, you don't know me, right? Soon as something get out there bad that they don't want you to know about, the first thing they say is, oh, you don't know my life? Yes, they do. They know y'all know us very well. And the reason why I'm saying that is because don't allow none of these celebrities to fool you. When you hear a rumor that comes out, it's true. We are human, just like y'all, the audience, the supporters, the fans. So now you have a person here who life has been documented for decades through the fans watching us, seeing when she got incarcerated. Watch me visit her every day for a year straight. Watch me bring her 35 pounds of food a month. Watch me hold her down. Watch me in the courtroom getting into altercations with court officers over her. Witness when she came home. Witness me go build the anticipation for her to come out of prison. Had a different artist do a drop every single day. Oh, the queen is coming. The return of the queen. Right? All the fans witnessed this. Witnessed her come home. Witnessed us have the big wedding ceremony. Followed our entire journey. Never trust a celebrity who erased their Instagram. You ever notice I never erased nothing on my page? All you gotta do is scroll down. The same page that she utilized today to lie for an hour straight and tell all these fabricated stories, the same page I created. You know what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. We'll get back to that later. I went to pick my daughter up from school. There's a young lady who was picking my daughter up from school. And I notified her, hey, I called her, I said, hey, I'm coming to pick her up. I picked up my daughter, gave her a hug, gave her a kiss, show things you do when you see your child. Embrace my child. And I had to go take care of something that day. So after I seen my daughter, I just wanted to see her and hug her because everything had been going on. I hadn't seen her in a little while. After I left, I think the next day or next 2 went by. She contacted me. Hey, you haven't seen your daughter since New Year's. I said, excuse me? I just seen my daughter yesterday. I just picked her up from school. What are you talking about? She didn't even know that I seen my daughter. You know why? Because she's never there with my daughter. She is never there with my child. And it's crazy that you have the audacity to open your mouth and say that I haven't seen my daughter, not only due to the fact that you didn't allow me to see her, since I finally got tired of your lies, tired of your narcissism and moved on, but the fact that while you was running out here cheating with this lame, not only cheating with this lame, you allowed him to destroy your entire life. You use all you talking this money talk. You use all of your money, and I want y'all to know this, because I know a lot of people. I don't want to come across as I'm upset, but you know what? I am upset. You know why I'm upset? Because you mentioned my children. You had the audacity to mention my children, and you had the audacity. Can y'all hear me? Because some people complaining about the audio. Can y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me. Can you hear me now? If you can hear me, let me know. There's a few people saying they can't hear me. Let me know if y'all can hear me. I'm not covering the mic. Y'all saying I'm covering the mic. I let it go now. It's good? Brooklyn Jad in here. Jad, can you hear me? All right, now, yes. Okay, cool. Like I said earlier, for those who just came on the live, everybody who know me, and I'm talking about speaking with my actions, I don't do this. I don't clout chase. I never come on social media talking about anything. Even when I got stabbed in my back. Even when I got stabbed in my back by the person that I moved mountains for, fought battles, did everything, was super loyal to. I still didn't slander you. I still didn't say nothing. I just kept it moving. But you had the audacity to mention my children. So since you want to mention my children, and that I can't let ride. A lot of people in your path, that's not you. Don't entertain it. You know what I'm saying? People see through it. She's bitter. She's miserable. Yeah, that's a fact. But you mention my children, and that I'm not letting ride. So with that being said, you abandoned my child for months. For days at a time. Knowing she had to go to school the next day. Knowing I had to go to work the next day, since you want to get up on you and say, oh, you don't have a job. Because when I got the executive position at TuneCore initially, knowing I had to go to work the next day, knowing my daughter had to go to school, you stayed out with the lane. You stayed out with the lane. You want to talk, and you stayed out with the lane while your daughter was crying for you. Tears. Also, she wanted to talk about all of this money talk and all of this and what I don't got and what I got. Since I met her, I have written 90% of the rhymes that came out of her mouth. And with me saying that, I want to say this to y'all. Anyone who has an iPhone, you know how iPhones work. When I was younger, I used to be able to write rhymes in my head, create rhymes in my head, and remember them. Just like that. As time went on, I got a little older, I started to write rhymes in my email draft. Now, if you have an iPhone, you go in your email draft. If anybody come around me, and we're in the flesh next to each other, I can type in any word from one of her songs, and her entire rap will come up. The entire verse will come up. I never asked for a penny. I never asked for credit. She was my wife. I didn't want anything from her. I just wanted to see her win. Like I said, I have written 90% of the rhymes that came out of her mouth since I met her. Y'all said it. Y'all said it numerous times. Oh, we know that's Pap behind that pen. Did I ever agree with y'all? Did I ever put it out there? I never said I wrote her rhymes. I left it. I didn't need the credit. All I wanted her to do was win. Wrote the rhymes, did the contracts, security, the whole shit. So you fabricating these stories, and it's very weird that you're talking all of this money talk, but in your background, it's everything that I bought. All of the utilities are in my name. So all of this fabrication about, oh, he don't pay no bills, oh, he don't do this, he don't do that. If you analyze her live, the whole thing is about all of this money talk. Why? Because she wants y'all to think that she's this big shot. I don't need to come up here and perpetrate no fraud like I'm a big shot, like I'm this and I'm that. For the simple fact that I speak with my actions. You want to talk about black love? Anybody who follow me, they know I've always been pro-black and had knowledge of self since I was a teenager. So I've represented that since I came in the door before I even knew you. Okay? So don't ever talk about black love and what else she said? I gotta remember. So first and foremost, very bipolar, very delusional. This is a person who will sit in front of you. She will post that live and she'll say later, I didn't do that. I wasn't on live. You'll be sitting there like, huh? She will say something to you and 10 minutes later say, I never said that. Very bipolar. And I don't want to talk bad about her, man. That's something that I never wanted to do. That's why when this took place, when she first got caught cheating with the lame, I brought it to her attention. I said, first of all, I couldn't even believe that she was stooped that low because he's such a cornball. Y'all see it? Y'all say it yourself. I'm like, yo, there's no way it's this nigga. Because I'm trying to figure it out. Like, damn, who is this nigga? Because, we were living a normal, peaceful life, raising our child like we planned to, and she started to move real strange. So in the process of her moving strange, it became stranger and stranger, worse and worse. So I said, damn, I gotta see what's going on. What the hell is going on? I started to do my research. As I did my research, I found out she was cheating with the lame. So once I find out, I brings it to her attention. I said, mind you, I didn't knock him out because he slept with my wife. Like I told y'all before, the reason I knocked him out was because he shook my hand and then slept with my wife. It's a difference. But let me tell y'all this. So I bring it to her attention that I found out that she's sleeping with the lame. She tells me, him? Why him? Why him out of all people? Not Goods? Not Hitman? My word is my bond is my life. I should get my life before my word shall fail. This was her exact words. Him? Why would I deal with him? I said, Rem, I know you're dealing with the lame. I know it. First and foremost, how it first fell on my radar that she was cheating with the nigga, he was running his mouth and he came back to me. They said, yo, Pat, this nigga out here telling niggas he fucking your wife. I said, word. So I did a little bit more research, connect a couple more dots. I finds out. She tells me this. Okay, I finds out. Mind you, it's not the first time she cheated. You know what I mean? I continued the marriage because I live by my wedding vow. I try to live by my wedding vows. Richer for poor, sicker for health, sickness and health, you know what I'm saying? Better for worse and death to us part. So you try to work through things. Anybody out there who's married, y'all understand. So I found out she cheating with the lame. I bring it to her attention. Of course, we have an altercation, like basically argument back and forth or whatever transpired, right? Okay. She decides, and I decide that we're going to go to therapy. But she brings it to my attention, to be honest. She said, I think we should do therapy. I said, okay. Even though I'm private and I don't like to speak to people about my personal business, that was a very, very difficult thing for me to do. But I said, you know what? Let's do the therapy. We go to the therapist. The therapist's first question is, do you guys want a divorce or do y'all want to work it out? Me and her both said we want to work it out. So when she comes on live and say, we haven't slept in the bed since 2022, and to make it seem like and fabricate a story, like we had some agreement, you such a liar. There was no agreement. When I found out you was with the lame, you denied it. You shitted on him. Basically said, yo, why would I be with him? Why do you think I would be with him? And then you wanted to go to therapy. So check it out now. Check it out. So when we go to therapy, the therapist says, do y'all want to get a divorce or do y'all want to work it out? Me and her both said we want to work it out. I'm going to be honest. Because honestly, I didn't want to not live under the same roof as my 5-year-old. I love all my kids the same, but when you have children, and everyone knows that about me. Everybody who know me, y'all know my character. Y'all know her character. Very rude, very disrespectful, not just to me, to everyone. But that speaks volumes. I didn't want to we planned to raise her with both parents. That was the plan. So I did not want to not live under the same roof with my little girl. I was there from the moment she came out of the womb, and I intended, and I always told her, I want to be there to the moment we take her to her prom. So when she graduates, high school, college, get her degrees, I want to be there to take my daughter to her prom. And I told her that. So I never wanted to leave from under the roof with my baby. That's why I stayed around for this nonsense. And I don't want to go away from the point. Okay, so we did the therapy. The therapist gave us that option. We both said we want to work it out. She said, this is the plan. I'm going to give y'all a plan to work it out. She said, Pat, because like I told y'all previously, once I seen that she was cheating, like she was moving real strange, I'm talking about leaving for hours at a time. Every time I questioned it, it was a lie, just strange behavior. So once I noticed that she was moving strange, I started to do my research. So the therapist said, because she told the therapist, mind you, she got all these lies to y'all about me. The only thing she told the therapist was, oh, he doesn't trust me. He's going to keep looking behind me and trying to, find out what I'm doing. But the only reason why I was looking behind her is because she was moving strange. So I agreed to, not show distrust or whatever. And the therapist told her, Remy, since you're saying that it's only business with this dude moving forward, but y'all have a last event coming up, after this event, you're going to cut all ties with this individual. This is what the therapist said. She said, Pat, because I told Rem back then, before I even clipped him, I said, when I catch son, I'm putting him down. I'm putting him down. He violated. You know what I'm saying? And what I noticed, when I found out, I noticed that every time me and her stepped out and made an appearance, he'd go post on his gram, do little sucker shit. He'd go make a post on his story about us. So I'm watching this. Mind you, y'all, I'm not saying nothing the whole time. I know this nigga sleeping with my wife, but I ain't saying nothing. Feel me? I'm like, I'm gonna be quiet. I ain't saying nothing. Son doing sucker shit on the gram. That's cool. I ain't paying that no mind. We go to therapy. The therapist come up with the plan. We put the plan together. The therapist said she had this event coming up at Sony Hall, which was the battle between him and Hitman. She said, you can go to the event, right? But don't knock him. Don't do nothing to this individual. She said, I said, I'm going to go to the event. I'm going to fall back. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do nothing. After the event, she's supposed to leave the dude alone. Right? I go to the hold on a second, man. Give me 1 second. Matter of fact, I know what I'm gonna do. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second, y'all. One second, y'all. Okay, back to the subject of the matter. So I go to the event. It's the battle with him and Hitman. Everybody there. Everybody remember that event. Y'all notice I never came on the stage, right? Never came on the stage, stayed in the crowd, fell back. Watched the entire little week battle, whatever, you know what I'm saying? On his behalf, because he trash. Watch him do his little trash battle. You know what I'm saying? So as I'm watching it, I never did nothing. When we left the battle, I went home with my daughter. She went home with the lame. Went home with the lame. Okay. She came home. She went home with the lane, stayed out all night, came home probably like the next morning. When she came home, after that, the baby is there. I ain't tripped. Kept it moving, kept raising my daughter, kept it pushing. A couple days go by, things a little peaceful around the crib. I reach out to the therapist, let her know what transpired. We went to the event, everything was everything. After those couple days, me, her, and my daughter, we all sleep in the same room. We go to bed. I'm saying it's bedtime. We sleep together in the same bed every night. As we sleeping in the bed, I fall asleep. My daughter's in the middle of us. So it's two beds in our room now at this time because she started doing weird things around the crib or whatever. So me, her, and my daughter in the same bed. It's another bed over there. I wake up. It's just me and my daughter in the bed. So I get up. I see her in the other bed. So I go over to the other bed. And as I go to the other bed, I notice that her phone is on. When I pick up the phone, I see the lame on the phone. You know what I'm saying? I said, okay. She on the phone with the lame. So after that, I woke her up. Hey, what's going on? This what you doing in here? This what we doing? She started lying again, fabricating, this, that, and the third. Long story short, she kept cheating with the lame. Okay. Move forward from that. Another battle comes up. The lame not on the card. He not on the card. It's just another event. But mind you, like I told y'all previously, I'm there for my daughter. I'm there being the father. I'm not going to allow this situation to take me away from my child. So what I did was kept raising my daughter. Even though I know that she's a narcissist, very contradictive, very bipolar, I said, you know what? I'm going to keep raising my daughter. I'm not going to let this situation to remove me from under the roof of my child. I kept raising my daughter, taking my daughter to school every single day, doing everything a father's supposed to do. In the process of me raising my daughter, another event is coming up later on down the line. The lame is not on the card. Okay. She has the event. I'm going to the event because I go to all the events. I'm going to the event, but I'm hoping the lame ain't there. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to have to really put my hands on him. Cool. I'm getting dressed. She leave. They start the event. I'm still at the crib. I get dressed. I go to matter of fact, I can't even put that out there. Anyway, let me just say this. I found out the lane was there. I said, she gotta be kidding me, man. I done told you I'm gonna put this nigga down and you bring him to the event. I done told you numerous times, when I catch this nigga, I'm gonna put him down. Mind you, I finds out she got an apartment 40 minutes away from our crib where she lays up with the lame, leaves and says she's going to work, leaves, say she's going to do this and do that, but she goes to the crib, which I've been there. I can actually give y'all the address. So she got this, she got another crib, and shout to, I don't even want to put this nigga under the bus, man, but this another individual who was married and got a crib not too far from the home of his family, but I ain't gonna put him out there. But she did the same thing, which was weirdo shit. So anyway, I go to the event. Now I already know I'm coming there, I'm putting this nigga down. I'm gonna be honest with you. Truthfully, I really wanted to really hurt him. But I decided at the last minute, I said, you know what? I'm gonna just put my hands on this nigga. So I go in the spot. I'm walking through the spot. I don't see the lame. Everybody look like the lame to me. I go to where I got an idea where they at. When I walk in the room, they in their lovey-dovey. They in there all lovey-dovey. Mind you, she been lying, saying she ain't with the nigga. She don't deal with him. All this corny shit, right? I see the lane. Y'all already know. Went in his mouth. Off the muscle. What happened was, he thought I came to talk. He thought I was about to talk. Ain't none of that. We don't do that. Mom! Right in his mouth off the muscle. Whooped him out. Dead on his feet. Hit the floor like a sack of potatoes. I know. Everybody telling me I shouldn't talk about this, but this nigga's a lame. Do what you gotta do. He hit the floor like a sack of potatoes. Stomped him out and all that. Bad. Hole in my knuckle, everything. But like I told you, I didn't do that because he slept with my wife. I did that because you shook my hand and then slept with my wife. But the part I didn't tell y'all is, through this entire ordeal of her cheating with this lame, I started to notice that he had something on her. And I felt like he was blackmailing her. I always felt like he was blackmailing her. Just because the way she was moving and behaving. So I'm gonna play an audio for y'all of him basically, in his own words, admitting to blackmailing her. Listen to this. So this got sent to me because he's on the phone with one of his people running his mouth. They recorded it and sent it to me. But this is him on the phone. Let me just play it. Hold on. It's lame. Now, when I started to feel like he was blackmailing her, I brought it to her attention. I said, listen, is it because this dude got something over you? Like, what's going on? She's staying out on days my daughter got to go to school. She's, my daughter's calling, she's not answering the phone. I'm calling, she's not answering when she's with this lame. Then she's with this lame for days at a time. It's like crackhead behavior. I'm like, yo, something is wrong. Are they using drugs or something? Like, what's going on with her and this lame? So I brought it to her attention. I said, yo, listen, if he's blackmailing you, if he's holding something over you, let me know, and we can handle that. We can handle that too. I brought that to her attention. But everything I'm telling y'all is not in order. It's just throughout the situation. So I bring it to her attention. I say, yo, let me know if this dude is blackmailing you, we can handle it. And she wouldn't say it. But then while she out with the lame and me and my daughter's home, because that's who was always with her every night while this was going on, she'd send me a random text. Oh, I'm so sorry. I know I'm a bad wife. I still got all these texts. So I don't even know why she's doing this. Oh, I know I'm a bad wife. I'm so sorry. Just saying things like that. And I'm like, damn, this is not like her. So maybe this dude holding something on her. I'm going to play the recording right now. This is the lame saying that he's holding stuff over her head.
Yeah, man. So far, she's saying she fuck with me. I believe her. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go with that. But you're right, though. Anything can happen. Oh, that shit gonna be 3 months, nigga. I don't know for how long it is. I got pictures, the texts, the videos of us. That shit gonna blow whenever I say it's gonna go. I'm talking about when I'm saying that news of cheating and all of that shit go anytime. It don't matter if it's a week or whatever. Like, the only reason why it's sparking is because you do all these shit.
Oh, let me play this again. Can y'all hear the audio? Let me play it again.
Yeah, man. So far, she's saying she fuck with me. I believe her. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go with that. But you're right, though. Anything can happen. Oh, that shit going to be 3 months, nigga. I don't know for how long it is. I got pictures, the texts, the videos of us. That shit going to blow whenever I say it's going to go. I'm talking about when I'm saying that news of cheating and all of that shit go anytime. It don't matter if it's a week or whatever. Like, the only reason why it's sparking is because you.
Now bear witness to this. You just heard this lame, who she was dealing with since 2022, say in his own voice, I got videos and pictures of us. That's going to go whenever I say so. I don't care if she go back to him. This cheating gonna go when I say so. This is the same recording when he was up there clout chasing. Oh, I'm gonna be on Love and Hip Hop. I'm gonna get more followers. All of this foolishness, right? So y'all just heard the lame the knockout victim, saying he got videos of her. But let's listen to her telling me that, oh, by the way, one of the reasons why she's so angry at me is because she says all of this is my fault. Y'all ready for this? Because I knocked him out. She said if I would have never knocked him out, she would have been stopped talking to him. She said the fact that I knocked him out, she had to keep talking to him because she didn't want him to expose things. I highly suspected that they was using drugs together. I heard someone say earlier while she was on live, are you high? She moves very strange. I seen a video where she looked outside herself. I'm not accusing her of anything. This is not my style. But the fact that you mentioned my children and fabricated all these stories about me, about this money, when I wrote 90% of your rhymes since I met you, I can type a word from any one of your verses for the past time I've been with you. I wrote like 3 songs on your first album. I can come in my email drafts right now, which has dates on them, y'all, 2016, 14, and you can literally see her lyrics pop up, the whole rapper pop up. But let me say this, though. Let's get to this part right here. We just heard him admit that he's blackmailing her, right? Now, let's listen to her telling me that he's blackmailing her, that she would have been stopped talking to him. Since she want to get on here and fabricate and fake big this lame up. Have you noticed since I moved on, you never see her with the lame no more? She was sneaking around with him in restaurants. What he was at? Cheese Factory, matching outfits, losing the battle on stage, getting cooked by Geechee, getting cooked by Suge. This nigga get cooked every battle. I don't know what type of rapper is this dude, man. Never lost a battle in my life. But anyway, keep it moving. We don't care about that. She tried to make it about Clarissa. I just met Clarissa in July last year. I've been dealing with this with you since 2022. Clarissa has nothing to do with this. She's very angry because Clarissa is shining like the diamond she is. World-class champion, Olympic winner. She has nothing to do with this. Actually, Clarissa went on a Breakfast Club, did an interview, and said she don't have a problem with her. This, which aired yesterday. Yesterday morning, I wake up to a phone call of her being belligerent, being a narcissist, screaming on my phone, claiming that Clarissa disrespected her. How did she disrespect you? She said she don't have a problem with you. Then, in the process of that phone call, she asked me, so are you done with me? Are you done with me? I said, is that a question? Am I done with you? I said, she said, you moving forward with the divorce? I said, yes. My attorney, she want to fabricate these stories to me about not retaining an attorney. The last time I spoke to Rem, we said, listen. I spoke to my attorney. Saturday is the day that her schedule allows for me to come in. I had been interviewing different attorneys trying to pick the right one. I wanted to get a civilized divorce where we don't have to do none of this clown shit. She never wanted to do that. Just in recent time, she started to claim, when I say recent, I mean past few weeks, she started to claim that, she wanted to get the private divorce. So I said, okay, good. So when she called me the other day, tried to get back with me yesterday, and I declined because she was so mad about Clarissa, so angry because I finally moved on. She see us living our life. She talking about doing something for the gram or doing it for this and that. I'm living my life. I lived over there with you. I tolerated your foolishness, your cheating, and your adultery for years and years and years for the sake of my child. Moving on along, I just played the audio to y'all of the lame admitting that he's blackmailing her. Now I'm going to play an audio of her telling me that he's blackmailing her. Basically saying, but before I want to play the audio, I want to let y'all know that she's very angry at me because she says that if I would have never knocked him out, none of this would happen. So one of the reasons why she has so much animosity towards me is because I knocked him out. I'm letting y'all know that right now. That's one. I'm going to tell y'all the other two later. Oh, it gets worse. Hold on. You want to be funny? I could be funny too. But I'm going to be funny with the truth. You lie, you lie, and you lie. You had the audacity to come on here and make up a fake story and say, oh, my mother called me. And her lover said, come on, son. Come on, son. Come on, son. First and foremost, you talking about your mother called you about a YouTube video.
that everybody know they make fake videos on YouTube. Remy's in the hospital. Papoose this that, this person that. Those, we all know those is fake. You just mad because you see us moving on in our life, right? You want to fabricate a story about, and I still say my mother-in-law because me and her had a tight relationship like that. And I would never say anything to disrespect her or anybody in the entire family. You lied and said, I said, go get your brothers. That's cap. Everybody know I'm close. I'm more close to them and show them more love and support than you do. But let's keep it moving. So we already played the audio of the lame, the knockout victim, soft, didn't even fight back. That's what made me mad. I would have just clipped him and kept it pushing, but the fact that I seen that the nigga was soft when I ran down on him, I said, damn, this nigga be talking all this gangster shit, and he ain't even gonna fight back? Nigga was like a deer in headlights. But that's another story. Knocked him out. It's no mystery. Had to get a tetanus shot, knocked his tooth out and all that. Hole in my hand, the whole shit. But let me show y'all the audio of her. Check this out. I want y'all to listen to this. Can y'all hear me? Should I play the lame first? Should I play the lame saying that he the knockout victim saying that he's blackmailing her? Let me play her admitting it. But she's angry at me because I knocked him out, y'all. Glass Joe, y'all. We call him Glass Joe. Check it out. But listen to her. I want y'all to bear witness to this because out of the whole situation, this was one of the parts that really bothered me. So that's why I reached out to certain fake friends who I thought would be real, like they say they are, and step up. I try to bring it to their attention. Yo, I think she being blackmailed. Do me a favor. Just reach out to her. Don't tell her you spoke to me. I just want to know she's okay. She hasn't seen the baby in days. So I said, damn. See if y'all can reach out. And I don't want to involve nobody in this because this don't got nothing to do with them and they don't owe me nothing. But when you say you family, you got to live. That's an action. You know what I'm saying? You got to live up to that. But that's neither here nor there. So we played the audio of him admitting that he's blackmailing her. Now I'm going to play the audio. Listen to what she said. And I want y'all to know that this is my ex-wife. We're not married anymore. But at the time, as a married man, I wanted to protect her from being blackmailed. So I told her, if this is going on, let me know. Whatever he's blackmailing you, I'll handle that. And we'll get past it as a family. But she lies so much, you don't know what to believe. So I'm like, damn, is he blackmailing her or not? But I want y'all to hear this. Listen to this.
She would have been over. He would have been over. You put me in a predicament, so I had to still kind of be cool with the nigga to make sure he don't go all the way back and I'm not getting dragged on both sides by Team Papoose and Team Fuck This Nigga.
Team Fuck This Nigga. That's your name, babe, bro. Your name is Team Fuck This Nigga. Hold on. Let's play this again.
She would have been over. He would have been over. You put me in a predicament, so I had to still kind of be cool with the nigga to make sure he don't go all the way back and I'm not getting dragged on both sides by Team Papoose and Team Fuck This Nigga. You didn't give a fuck. You didn't fucking care.
Mm-hmm.
That is not true.
Talking to this nigga.
I would have been stopped talking with this nigga. So she's mad at me because I knocked him out. So she's telling me that I knocked him out. I put her in a position where she still had to be cool with him. But she tell y'all on live, oh, he's this. Oh, yeah. A man that treat me right. A man that did this and did that. You just said the other day you don't even deal with this lame no more. So we got one audio of him saying that he's blackmailing her. For all y'all who didn't hear it, we got an audio of the lame admitting to blackmailing this woman. Listen to this.
Yeah, man. So far as she saying she fuck with me, I believe her. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go with that. But you're right.
Hold on. Let me get to the beginning of this thing again. Let me make sure I get it from the right part, y'all. Bear with me, man. Some bullshit audio. Hold on. Hold on, let me get this right. We're gonna get to it. So we playing the audio, y'all, of the lame admitting to blackmailing her. He's admitting it.
Yeah, man. So far as she saying she fuck with me, I believe her. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go with that. But You're right, though. Anything can happen. Oh, that shit gonna be 3 months, nigga. I don't know for how long it is. I got pictures, the texts, the videos of it. That shit gonna blow whatever I say is gonna go. I'm talking about where I'm saying that news of cheating and all of that shit go anytime. It don't matter if it's a week or whatever. Like, the only reason why it's sparking is because you do all these shit.
All right, so y'all heard that. And again, we're gonna play her basically saying she's been blackmailed. That's what it sounds like to me. What y'all think?
She would have been over. He would have been over. You put me in a predicament, so I had to still kind of be cool with the nigga to make sure he don't go all the way back, and I'm not getting dragged on both sides by Team Papoose and Team Fuck this nigga. You didn't give a fuck. You didn't fucking care.
That is not true.
Talking to this nigga.
That is not true.
I would have been stopped talking to this nigga. So you telling me you got a lame running around here bragging, oh, I'm fucking this wife, oh, the whole shit, right? You got a lame who came in front of me, shook my hand, and which is total disrespect as a man. You sleep with my wife, it is what it is. She chose that. She's an adult. That's not why I knocked you out. I knocked you out because you shook my hand. But he's on audio saying he blackmailing you. So which one is it? Which one is it? You've told me numerous times you don't deal with him no more. You want to go on Instagram and say you with your child every day. No, you're not. You just started being with the baby after I left. Once I left, you started trying to prove to me that you're with the baby and you're doing the right thing. You're doing things that I've always wanted you to do. You just called me the other day and said happy anniversary. I didn't even say it back to you, Rem. I didn't say it back to you. You know why? Because when our 15th year anniversary came, which was a milestone, we were supposed to have the whole thing that we did in the 10 year. You didn't want to acknowledge it properly because you was too busy running around doing what you was doing. Now I'm in a space where I moved on. So for a person who got all these lies to say about me, why is it that you try to call me the other day and say happy anniversary? Why is it that when I went to pick my daughter up, you asking me for gifts and things like that? Why is it? Because you're a narcissist. And in the process of you being a narcissist, anything you can't control, you're mad. But you lost the remote. So you know when somebody loses the remote, they go frantic. See, but what you didn't understand was my loyalty was because I said wedding vows before God, better for worse, richer for poor, sickness and health, death do us part. And I lived that out. I did nothing but take care of you. Every utility in that house to this day right now is under my name. The alarm company called me today. You talking all this money talk, you just paid a cable bill probably within the last 2 weeks out of my account. I had to bail you out of jail when you caught your case. When you had to pay the civil case. And we backtracked it. Who account did that come from? Me. You didn't have a dime. Slay warned me. May he rest in peace. He warned me. He warned me. So when you say malicious things about him, now that he's deceased, I know why. Because he know the truth. So all of this money talk that you're talking, you're a liar. All you do is lie, very bipolar. Say something 1 minute and she'll say 5 minutes later that she never said it. She will say she never said it. Right now on my phone, and like I told you, I never wanted a penny. I never wanted one dime. All of the music I wrote for her, I never wanted one penny. I never put my name on the credit. I never did anything. When people said, we know Pat writing that. Oh, you want to go in here and say, oh, I was making music before him. You was. That's why when I started writing it, they saw the difference. You want to talk down upon me. You want to try to assassinate my character. But in actuality, there are people who interact with us. Anybody who ever been around her and never been around me, please step to the front. Am I respectful? Am I considerate? I come from a very big family. I'm very loved. I'm very loved, inside and outside. And guess what? Your family love you too. But you don't love them. You're very cruel to people because you're a narcissist. And you know what? It hurts me that I gotta even say this about you. that I got to even come on this live and do this. But the fact that you tried to mention my children, the fact that you had the audacity to come on here and say, I haven't seen my daughter, when you didn't allow me to see my daughter. December 14th, when we gave my daughter a birthday party, you came to my attention. We spoke about the party. I said, how much is the party? You told me the amount of the party. You put up your half of the money for the party. I put up my money for my daughter's party. When my daughter's party took place, you had the audacity to send me a text and tell me not to come to my child's party. Why did you do that? Because I moved on and I wasn't sitting in the house watching my daughter while you run around with this lame, come home to me and say you wasn't with him. Why would you be with him? He's so beneath you. When I noticed that you was probably getting blackmailed because you're such a liar, I tried to protect you like I always protected you. You want to make it, you want to go on the gram, you want to play games about me knocking him out. That's a small thing. That wasn't the first time you saw me in action. But you know what? Like I said earlier, there's 3 reasons why she started to have so much animosity towards me. One was because I knocked him out. And it wasn't because she cared about his well-being. It was because she had been, as a celebrity, as a famous person, who could be a role model if she wanted to, she has been behaving in a very, shall I say promiscuous? Shall I say promiscuous? She has been behaving in a very not too respectful way. And it's been right under the nose of the entire industry and everybody. And people allow it because some of them are groupies. Some of them are clout chasers. Some people, you know, they know the truth, but they act like it's not happening. By me knocking him out, it kind of put it out there, what's really going on. Also, she tried to fool y'all and say, what person would be in a marriage with a loving husband, being taken care of, bills paid, and cheat? You know what person would do that? You. Everything would be fine, and you would still violate. Because you know why? You can't keep your legs closed, Rem. That's one of the main problems with you. I could sit up here and run through your body count, but that's not what I'm going to do, because I'm not here to tear you down, and I'm not here to disrespect you. I'm not here to do that. But the fact that you mentioned my children and you fabricated after you have already been documented and recorded telling the truth about how I supported you when you was away. Telling the truth about our entire time together. But it wasn't good enough for you to move on and be an adult after you cheated. And I gave you numerous opportunities to stop the cheating. We went to a therapist. Why come on here and lie and say we haven't slept together since 2022? Why come on here and make it seem like that's true? We never had an agreement. Oh, you be with who you be with and I be with. We never had an agreement. All we had was you lying, saying that you're not with him. Why would you deal with him? That's all we had. And when I found out the truth that you were with him, you said, let's go to therapy. And I agreed. Then we made an agreement with the therapist. You violated the agreement again. So when I caught him, I knocked him out. Wherever I would have saw him at, I would have knocked him out. You so mad at me because I knocked him out at your event. Anywhere I saw him at, he was getting put down. And I told you this. I still got the messages telling you this. So all of this fabrication, all of these stories about me, my children, all of these stories about money. I paid every bill in that household. I did nothing but buy you gifts. It's photos and everything of it. It's all on my page. Never trust a celebrity who erased their Instagram. They hiding from something. It's still there. Me buying her gifts. All that materialistic. If you notice, her entire thing was about materialism. Just fabricating. She just recently told me she don't got no money. So what you talking this money talk? Hey, this is what I got in my account. Let's keep it a buck. So you want to fabricate these stories. I don't have to fabricate to impress anybody. Everybody knows I'm a hard worker. Everybody know I came from the bottom. Everybody know I went from artist, transition to executive. All of the times y'all see me support this woman, any song, any video she dropped, show me one post of her saying, subscribe to TuneCore. Show me one. Just show me one. Show me one, guys. When I drop the album every month, every single month, as the year progressed, the producers and the artists grew higher and higher and higher. By the time I got to the end of the year and I caught that feature with Lil Wayne, she ain't come home no more. She started staying out. There's people very close to you. When you did that, they said, Pat, we know her for a long time. Don't pay her no mind. She's only doing that to throw you off of your grind. She see you finally about to be successful again, bro. It's been a long time. You deserve it. You know what she did? Start staying out, not coming home. So I could go on and on about her. She could fabricate any lie she want about me. Any lie she want to fabricate, she could fabricate. I wrote 90% of the music since I've been with her. And if you come around me and you type a keyword from any one of her verses, it pops up in my phone with the date that I wrote it. So all of this money talk on that aspect, that's cap. You talk about me buying you gifts. You try to say in the past, oh, he don't buy gifts. That's documented. You walk around with thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of jewelry that I bought every single day. You talking this jewelry talk. First and foremost, I have a cash business. So there's numerous times where I cashed you out and you went and bought things. With my money. With my money. You want to talk about property? We bought this house together. We bought it together. We bought it together. I wrote one of your biggest records, man. One of your biggest hits. So you want to downplay me as an artist when I wrote one of your biggest hits. That's so sad. But like I said earlier, the fact that you chose to mention my kids, that's why I responded on this video. As far as the divorce, like I said, she never wanted to get the divorce. She never wanted the divorce, that's correct. And she didn't want to do it peacefully, like two adults, because the attorneys brought to my attention, if you guys agree, the divorce could be private. But if you don't agree, it gets messy. I brought that to her attention. She never wanted to do it. Just recent, and I say within the past few weeks, she's been saying that she wanted to do it civilized way. So we had a plan. She said she wanted to go to a mediator. She wanted to go to a mediator. She wanted to work it out. She even tried to tell me, like I told you yesterday, she started asking me, are you done with me? Are you done with me? I said, is that even a question? I'm going forward with the divorce, yes. Now, I wake up to this morning. Very strange. So, what I'm saying to y'all is, the reason why this is happening because you mentioned my children and you lied. You cheated with this lame since 2022. You cheated with numerous others before that. And you know it's true. You know it's true. You know it's true. Look at the comments. They know what I wrote. I wrote tons of her music. 90% of her music, I wrote it since I've been around her. I wrote probably like 3 songs on her first album. If I listen to it, I'll tell you exactly what I wrote. And when you listen to it, y'all know my pen. But that's neither here nor there. That's not why I came here. The only reason why I'm mentioning that is because you fabricated. You fabricated and you talked about my children. And as a father, I was not going to allow that. I've allowed you to do what you've been doing all of this time, and I said nothing. I said nothing. She got mad at me because I went live and said I didn't knock this lame out. Oh, it's not just the two. I said, Rem, whatever I got to do to assist you, I'm going to do it. Oh, no, but it's not just us. What the hell you mean it's not just us? Who is this nigga? Very bitter because I moved on, because I finally moved on. I got tired of sitting there, tolerating it. And I was there for my daughter, but I started to realize that my daughter didn't need to see me like that. She didn't need to see her father when she got to come in another room to visit me now, when we all used to sleep together as a family. I started to realize that. I said, you know what? I would rather her see me how she's supposed to see her dad, on his feet, doing the right thing, not sitting in here tolerating somebody who constantly stabbing me in my back. So I decided to move on. And as far as the divorce, the reason why I filed today was because, like I said, me and her just spoke. And I told her, I'm going to go Saturday and speak to my attorney. After I speak, I'll be ready to do the mediation, you know what I'm saying, for the mediator. But since she's so upset, because if you pay attention, Clarissa has a fight coming up. Clarissa's out here shining like the diamond she is, and she's mad. She's bitter that I moved on. So she wanted to go on social media today and fabricate. You come on the live talking about, oh, my mother went on the YouTube and she said, are you in the hospital? Dumb fake hospital videos is old as hell. You just wanted an excuse to come up here and be malicious and make up lies. Let's keep it a buck. That was pathetic. This you on the live talking about, pay attention, y'all. Go back to the live and watch this. Oh, don't call me. No, y'all, don't call me. What Ed Lover say? Come on, son. Come on, son. Nobody was calling you. Nobody was calling you. Picked up the phone and said, no, don't call me. Oh, I thought you was calling me about that. They ain't even know she was live, y'all. Your bullshit and your tactics is not relevant. If you look at Cardi B video, when she went when she was talking, I think she went live about her husband or whatever, because I don't want to get in their business. But during her video, she was like, nobody call me. Nobody call me. You up here, Emmy. You want to imitate that, man. You're not Cardi B, man. Let's keep it a buck. This is how phony you is. Yes, she did. She on the live saying, don't call me, no. But she picked up the phone. Oh, I thought she was calling me about that. Nobody was calling me about that. They didn't care. Nobody cared about that. But this is the fabrication and the fakeness. This is the fakeness. You just needed an excuse to do that. You've been telling me for the longest, when I knocked them out, oh, I'm gonna make you lose your job. That's the first thing she came out of her mouth. Like I said earlier, never supported it. All the support y'all seen. And mind you, I don't want y'all to take my word for this. It speaks for itself. So document it. Never let these celebrities who you support spend money on, follow their journey, open their mouth when something bad happens to tell you. You don't know me. You don't know my real life. Yes, they do. I documented when my child was born in front of them. I documented the wedding. I documented visiting you. So these people been following our journey for a long time. They say that because they don't want you to believe your eyes. Y'all seen it, y'all. Everything y'all seen was true. Y'all seen the entire journey of us. And throughout that journey, what did y'all say? What did y'all notice? Y'all seen support. Y'all seen loyalty. Y'all seen authenticity. Y'all seen my daughter be born. I welcomed y'all into the delivery room. It was all documented. Now you want to lie to these people and rewrite history and say, he didn't support me, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. You're a damn liar. I had to pack up the house that you was renting when you caught the case and put everything in storage. I had to fly everybody up. I had to relocate and get a condo close to the prison so I could visit you. I went and visited you every day for a year straight because I knew you needed me. I knew you needed me. And now you want to come in front of these people and change that and change the facts of what happened? Really? Why? Because I wouldn't lie and say I didn't knock some lame out who deserved it? You don't shake no man's hand and sleep with his wife. When you had to pay the civil suit, I paid that. I left from overseas. I had another show. I was on tour. I skipped out of my show, flew back here. They said, Pat, what you doing? You got another engagement. You're contracted to do this. I said, I got to go, man. Remy need me. Anybody who was on tour with me, please step to the front. I flew back and bailed you out. I flew back and bailed you out. Because that's what real people do. I don't want to bring people names in it. But another individual put up the house, I put up the cash. Because you needed it. And you know another reason why I had to bail you out, because you didn't have the money. You didn't have the money. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even going to bring Joe in a minute. I'm not even going to bring them in it. But y'all relationship wasn't what it was at the time. You burnt all your bridges. I was wondering at the time, damn, why nobody rock with her? Why nobody supporting her? Why everybody turning their back? Because you burned your bridges. That's why I should have knew. That was a flag. That was a red flag. Your family love you. I tell you all the time. But do you love them back? Who do you love? Who do you love? You got a problem with everybody. Ever since Cam left Juju, she been the bitter best friend. Putting bad ideas, bad concepts, bad advice in your ear. Let's keep it real. See what I'm saying? This is what I didn't want to do, man. Because to me, this ain't what it is. But the fact that you mentioned my children, I cannot let that ride. Because I stand on that. You want to fabricate stories. Like I ain't bring you 35, I'm sorry, pardon me, y'all. 30 to 31 pounds of food every month. For the entire 6 years you was incarcerated. You want to fabricate stories like I didn't come to Rikers Island with my mother and your mother, who are two great, amazing women. Both of them. Love their families, take care of their families. Like we didn't know come there so we could have a wedding. When that whole Key situation transpired, like I didn't go through that storm with you. Like I wasn't in the courtroom fighting officers over your situation. So, you know, you're very ungrateful. And it's sad to say, I don't want to disrespect you as a woman, but you're a narcissist. I wish I didn't have to come on this live and do this, but I had to do it. I had to do it. Everything, as far as my clothes, guess what, y'all? When I left, I didn't want nothing. I didn't care about the clothes. I said, I don't care about nothing. Get your clothes, bro. I said, nah.